Everyone, and welcome to the 9 to 5 League. It is Hagate here, joined by.
Zach 503. I appreciate everyone listening in. This is going to be my first, somewhat official cast, so let's hope that Ho Ho Techies here makes it easy on me.
Yep, thank you for tuning in, everyone. Sit back, relax, enjoy, get a drink, get some food, and enjoy the cast. And we're going to be starting off. We're going to have the traditional bands here coming out from your captains, KGB, and your for the Dire side, and your other captain, Netflix, for the Radiant. We're most likely going to be seeing, for the most part, similar bands. Shadow Fiend, most likely, Bloodseeker, Spectre, etc., etc. The list goes on.
Yeah, last game we played, it was a pretty much instant ban for Leshrac. A lot of the pretty dominant mid heroes in this game, it didn't seem like they wanted to play against them. And of course, we see Quap coming up first, kind of going along with that. We got Netflix and Chill as captain on this game, but I really think that Catterday is really calling a lot of the shots on that team, trying to make sure that they not get into a bad situation.
Giving him some advice so he can get some leadway as to what the route they want to go into. Yep, they banned up the bounty hunter because they did not want to deal with that. That last time they had to deal with the bounty hunter, he just kept sitting in mid and he just kept distracting them as well as just harassing a little bit. Then when you got low enough, it would be an insane kill potential when he would hit you with the shuriken and the janata.
No doubt about that. And I see another anti-mage band coming out here. That's
Yep.
not surprising. It seemed like a pretty instant pick last game we played together with these guys. Nobody really wants to try to take these games late game and let anti-mage do his thing, so they're just trying to shut it down early by
We
banning
have
them
your
out.
meta game here being picked up here at Leshrac. This meta completely favors high burst damage heroes with magic, so Lesh is completely fulfills that role. Diabolical Edict, as well as Lightning Storm, Split Earth, and Pulse Nova, able to completely push out towers, harass enemies, and that initial slow that got buffed for the Leshrac. So when he hits you with lightning, you're gonna get slowed for 75 and 70 movement speed. It's quite devastating. Since he can just chase up, since he's initially slow to begin with, the lightning's gonna make him catch up with you a lot faster.
Absolutely right. Lesh has been really dominant this patch. We've seen him in a lot of the pro teams, and he's been banned out pretty consistently. Your banner pick rate's pretty high for him.
Yeah. You leave a Lesh alone to your tower, your tower's gonna completely go down. He's basically a horse version of Jakiro. Diabolical Edict eats away at towers, and there's no creeps in front of it. Let's see, we're probably gonna see, what's your first picking up? I'm not gonna be surprised if we saw a Winter Wyvern game. Winter Wyvern, in my opinion, is a character. She's a really good character, but the only issue with her is she got nerfed. Her ultimate now gives a debuff on an enemy that they take less damage from your team, so you have to focus the initial target that you casted the ulti on.
That's interesting. I didn't realize they had nerfed that ability, though I do find that Cold Embrace is quite prominent. If you have the right sort of combination and a team fight, it can push a fight a lot longer and really turn it around.
Yeah. The only issue with Cold Embrace is, even though you're unable to get attacked by right clicks, or they have high magical, all they have to do is just cast spells on you while you're put underneath and you'll get bursted down.
It's true. It's absolutely true. It's not a perfect ability, but I have seen it used to
No.
good effect to bait out abilities that really shouldn't have been used on a dying hero.
Yeah. Oh, Bloodseeker, this hero's gonna be. He's not gonna be that hard to deal with. It's just that the dire side has to make sure that they keep up with the fact that they have to have their HP within a certain threshold and not too low, so Bloodseeker will dominate his lane. If all comes to worst, all they have to do is just get a blade on a really tanky hero and just run around, and Bloodseeker will die when he ruptures his target.
You're absolutely right. And there's a Winter Wyvern you called a few minutes ago. Looks like that's going to come out for the dire side.
Yeah, that's literally the main target. So the core target is Winter Wyvern's gonna come out and try to hit is the Earthshaker or the Bloodseeker. If you cast it on the Bloodseeker, since he usually blood rages himself, you pop that on him, he'll take a bunch of damage, and his team will just literally clean him up with like just that alone. Yeah, this is a really tricky lineup with the Dire because they can heal with Cold Embrace, but they have really two squishy heroes, Leshrac and Winter Wyvern. You have some escape, but Bloodseeker, if you drop within even a certain amount of threshold, Bloodseeker will literally be able to go completely dominate his lane and harass you out with Blood Right and just right click you trade hits because he can heal up by denying his own creeps.
That's absolutely true. And I'm really curious to see who they're going to bring out from mid here on the Radiant side. We see Dire banning a lot of the prominent mids in this meta, and they picked up Leshrac already. So they're really trying to make space for that Leshrac with this draft, and I'm curious to see if it's going to pan out.
If they put a Bloodseeker mid, he would. If they put a Bloodseeker mid, the only issue with Bloodseeker mid is if he does go on someone with a Rupture and his Blood Right, there's going to be an instantaneous TP. But nope, there's your pick. That's not going to be a Bloodseeker mid though. Templar Assassin going head to head with the Leshrac. A bit of a tricky lineup in the sense that Diabolical Edict eats away at her shield. her refraction charges, and he has the lightning to slow her down as well. And she really has no escape prior to not being sick. So
Yeah, I'm really curious. It's going to come down to the individual skill of the Leshrac, whether or not he can make that work. I think it's pretty impossible though with the hero combination.
they're trying to go completely negate the Templar Assassin. Her meld is gonna put in a lot of work, but all they have to do is just sit there with Iron Shell as well as the it's gonna eat away at her refraction charges as well. So she's gonna be put in a really bad spot. She does get caught out.
You know, if the Bloodseeker is in the right position, they can certainly get a lot of work out of his silence. Depending on how the engagement starts off, that may put Leshrac in a major disadvantage. And you know, if Earthshaker is there to follow up, it may be pretty devastating for the dire side.
No. It's literally a game of who lands the most abilities and proper positioning. It's literally a positioning game for both teams. Darkseer really position orientated hero as well as Winter Wyvern. Bloodseeker as well. Their whole is basically the team that has the better positioning and the better initiation is basically the winner in this lineup.
You're absolutely right. And the Dazzle is going to be a big pickup there for the Radiant side. If the right positioning comes into play again, you may see some Shallow Graves pushing Bloodseeker to the edge of what he's capable of. Maybe picking off that Leshrac early game, or at the very least being able to survive a fight that turns badly for him.
They might actually pick up an Axer just because that you have two melee carries that can't like Bloodseeker himself can go push out a wave fine, but if you have an axe against a Bloodseeker, he'll literally just sit there and call the whole wave. Will they actually go for an axe? So Line, one of the good supports here, Hack's able to go lock you down for quite a bit, and Earth Spike, decent amount of range on that, and he's just gonna mono-leak you. He had to go to the traditional Tranquil Boots route. He stuns you, he acts you, right clicks you a little bit, then he gets strength and he just heals up all the right clicks that you have to him, and he just drains your mana away.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what they get out of that line. It really depends on the lane combos that they go here, whether or not he's going to be able to have a successful laning phase. But
Yeah.
if everything goes according to plan, he may be able to make some advantage. Currently, they don't have their safe lane carry picked, so it looks like it's going to be up in the air as far as how dynamic that lane is probably going to
Yeah,
be.
it's gonna be a off lane Darkseer, and it's gonna be a tri lane the Lion, the Winter Wyvern, and Lesh going mid. I wonder who's going to pick as that carry though. That's gonna go be able to go in that tri lane and try to take advantage of the farm. We maybe see a Sven pick up. Wouldn't be that bad. It'd be actually quite substantial if Sven was picked up. The cleave and the amount of damage that he can go dish out is quite intense.
I agree with you. I definitely think that the dire side have to pick a distracting hero. Leshrac is going to be there. He's going to be pumping out the damage big time. They've got to pick somebody that's going to draw the aggro from that big Radiant team, who's going to pull that Fissure out, who's going to pull the Bloodseeker attention. Otherwise, I think Lesh is going to be short for this world if they get the right clicks on
My
him.
guess is it's going to be either a Sven or an Axe pickup for this, because the Axe wouldn't be as bad either. If you do an Axe, you walk up to them and call, and you have a line stun, that's the easiest setup you could have.
I do really like the Winter Wave and Cold Embrace with Axe combo. Axe got a high natural HP pool, and especially once he gets that item going, he's already tanky enough. Having that little bit of extra survivability in there just to continue the harassment is going to buy a ton of space for Leshrac.
Oh no, that's a really devastating pickup for the enemy team. If this Tinker gets snowballing hard, they're gonna have a hard time dealing with it. The only person that can remotely deal with him is the Darkseer and the Leshrac. Unless they want to completely commit a Winter's Curse for this, which I doubt they're gonna put that possibility in there.
Yeah, it's not really going to pay off unless the whole team is together. And if Tinker does what Tinker does best and gets a split push off, you're right, they're going to have a hard time keeping up with him.
I have a feeling that this Tinker's gonna go for a March build instead, since their lineup is fairly squishy. They cannot even contest the Tinker. Let's say a Darkseer's lane. If he contests the Tinker, all he has to do is just spam March in the wave, and Darkseer can't really do anything. The creep is literally at a standstill.
That's a great counter pick to somebody like a Darkseer if they end up laning against each other, because it's one of the few abilities in the game that can really kind of push back on that Darkseer Iron Shell.
Exactly. And I mean, not to mention that, they don't really have many right clickers on the dire side as well, so Laser's not even, like, it's out of the question in this lineup.
You're right. It's going to be very difficult if this game goes late for Dire to maintain the momentum. They've certainly got a decent push build, and they, with the wall of replica coming out from the Darkseer, it's going to be interesting to see how that ability can be used to turn the tide in these fights, because I think once we go past 35-40 minutes, we may be looking at a Radiant team that's just a little too strong.
Dire side, though, is going to be, they literally have to play a perfect game here, because they have a lot of squishy heroes that can be completely run down by a Bloodseeker if no one gets the Blade Mail. And if you think about this as well, the Winter Wyvern, the setup's going to be for the Darkseer is going to be Winter's Curse, Splinter Blast, Archer Burn into a vacuum wall. That's going to be hard to set up, and unless they're probably going to follow up with the stun. Winter Wyvern, though, keep in mind that her Arctic Burn is damaged over time, and it does based on the percentage of your health. So the more health you have, the more damage that it does. But it can't be lethal on its own. Keep it in mind, folks. Archie Brand can't kill you on its own. It needs a supporting damage to help it out.
That's true. They do have, with Winter Raven and Darkseer, they have two heroes that have great escape abilities. And there's a Spectre to pick
Oh,
up.
there you go. That I'm not sure. I'm not too sure about the Spectre build because they can completely get harassed out. Spectre's only real escape is dagger, but Bloodseeker he gets his quelling blade. He just walks up to you and just clears out the trees and just right clicks you to death.
I have a feeling that they probably picked the Spectre as a counter to our Tinker friend.
Yeah.
I think the thought is that if Tinker starts to get to where he needs to be, he's going to be able to go into lane with his ultimate, or at least if things get too bad, he can be there at a pinch.
Yeah.
And hopefully, if he gets the right item builds, maybe pick up a kill if he can silence him.
I think the main purpose is if Tinker is low health, if he overextends a little bit and he's in lane with low health, Spectre will go ult in, and he'll be low health and he'll cancel the blink, so Tinker can't go escape with his channeling, so he's just gonna bash himself up and die.
Yeah, that's a great call, and I think that's exactly why that pickup came out. It was the last pick after the Tinker had been picked on the Radiant side. It was clearly reactionary.
Not to mention, as well, Spectre, her ultimate is chained, so when she ults, she's able to go teleport to alter all of her illusions, haunt as many times as she wants during that whole duration. So during that whole 7 seconds, she can fly to each of every ever haunt illusions, each and every single one of them, and go pick off individual heroes if they go split up too much.
I actually did not realize that it worked that way, so that was been a great pickup here. Anybody watching it who wasn't aware of that. Of course, 7 seconds with the vision on initial cast, not a lot of time for a typical player to react. So we don't see it used much that way, but if we have a really good Spectre player here, I think it very well may come out.
Yeah, because if you literally can jump from kill to kill to kill if they're all split up and they're initially that low. Bottom lane though is gonna be Rune's not gonna contest at all. Darkseer is still trying to wonder when he's gonna go skill up. Bottom is gonna be completely left to open arms. They're gonna go contest top completely, dedicating all 5. Lesh legally charger. Bloodseeker's gonna have most likely Blood Right skilled up. And they're gonna see the Rune get completely picked. They're not gonna contest it at all. Fissure block coming out, but it's not gonna do much. Not separating the team at all. So Rune goes the way of the Lesh. Bottom Rune though, there wasn't even a lot of commitment. Tinker actually gets a bounty rune bottom. That's completely beneficial to him. If this Tinker gets his 6-minute blink, 6-minute boots of travels and 9-minute blink die is going to be a devastating game like we saw last time.
Yeah, I believe I was noticing that Catterday is the hero that we picked up here on Tinker. I believe he's probably one of the strongest players coming from that side. I'd be interested to see if he hits his timings. I know he's going to play very aggressively, so once he gets that blink up and he's got laser going, he may be looking to fight more than you'd typically expect out of a Timber in this lineup, or sorry, a Tinker in this lineup.
So for the Radiant side, we have Steel Memes on your Earthshaker, we have Clumsy on your Dazzle, we have Cubic on your Bloodseeker, and we have Catterday on your Tinker, and Netflix on your Templar Assassin. Would you like to introduce the Dire lineup there?
Absolutely, absolutely. Over here in top lane, we've got Reborn Bugs playing our Lion here. We've got Inquisitor Blitz on Winter Wyvern. We've got Bananas on our Spectre here. KJB on our Lesh mid, and at the bottom, off lane, Control-Alt-Defeat going up against that Tinker.
Yeah, so the Bloodseeker, he opted to go for the Thirst first, so that alongside, if they have proper warding, all they have to do is just get smoke out of vision and go for ganks with that, because that Thirst gives you a lot of vision, and it makes you move insanely fast, but your whole team somehow managed to get that low.
Absolutely. I just saw Clumsy he's blocked the Dire pull camp, hoping to maintain a little bit of lane control there, and that's really going to shut down that tri-lane unless they can detect that and get that dewarded.
Yeah. The issue with this tri-lane up top, though, they're not really going to do much for the Bloodseeker. They're literally just soaking up his EXP. It's true that they're keeping him alive, but they're just soaking up the EXP for him, so he's going to have a little bit of a harder time here in terms of CS, but he's going to stay in lane for a bit, so he's going to make up for that with levels. Bottom lane Tinker, though, is having a trade-off here with the Darkseer. Iron Shell is going to put in a bit of work. Tinker's going to try to force out the way by right-clicking. And as I said, he's going for the March build again that he did last time from the other Darkseer. So you have level 2 March and Rocket up as well. He has the Soul Ring right on 2-minute Soul Ring, pretty good. And if this keeps up, though, he's going to get a really short Blink Dagger, as well as a Boot of Travels.
Yeah, and going back to your previous comment here on top lane, though it looks like we may be having a little bit of a chase scenario. All we need is a Fissure here to take down the line, but I don't think he's going to get it.
Nope, not enough mana. He's spent.
My friend, to your point, it looks like Spectre is doing a tremendous job of staying on top of the farm, despite that rune, or despite that ward coming out. 12 CS already. 2 minutes in, as opposed to Bloodseeker's 1 CS.
Exactly.
So he's definitely getting a lot more out of that lane.
Yeah. Because he can't really go like you have the Dazzle with the Shallow Grave, able to go keep him alive, but you have Splinter Blast slowing him down an initial amount. And Fissure Block is going to come in though. A couple more right clicks. The great use of the dagger is going to go completely through the Fissure. Wyvern though, doing a great job himself, keeping the Spectre alive. A little bit of right click and de-aggroing as well. Spectre has to completely head back way out of lane. He does not want to get dove by the Bloodseeker at all.
You're absolutely right. That was a pretty clutch play there coming out from Bananas on that. Spectre Dagger doing exactly what it's supposed to be used for. Early game, before it's doing a tremendous amount of chasing. It's used to escape a difficult situation had he not been on Spectre.
Yep. Smart thing from him, he knows that you can go travel through unpassable terrain with the dagger, so he threw it away just to run. Even though it cost him some mana, he was supposed to head back anyway because he was really low. Good use of the dagger right there. He's actually going for the return build because he wants to drop. He wants the Bloodseeker to actually pay for hurting him. And mid though, Templar Assassin struggling insanely hard against the Leshrac. He's literally forcing all the pressure to our lane. He's gonna go dominate all the runes as well.
Yeah, he's done a really good job, and I think we knew that Leshrac was going to try to be a dominant hero. I would assume that's a primary character coming out of there for KJB, and I think he knows what he wants to do with that hero, and it looks like he's being able to accomplish that.
See, though, it's still managing to hang on. Once she hits her 6, though, the rune present is going to be all hers with the traps up, able to slow an initial amount, 50% up. It's really a high amount of slow. And she's able to put as many as she wants as well, so she's going to be able to dominate the lane with this. Sacrificing her tower a little bit to go pick up the rune, is it really worth it though? Illusion rune might pay off. She's most likely going to use that rune to go give her some information and see what the Lesh is actually building, and probably scout up top, see what else they're building as well.
Yeah, I just noticed that Tinker has picked up boots here on the bottom lane. He's doing decent on farm himself. He's already got 17 CS against an Ion Shell, which is pretty good feat. Katerday's a good player, and I think he's probably going to do everything he can to maintain what farm advantage he can get in this bottom lane.
Yeah. And if you actually look at his build, though, he's actually going to be able to spam this lane with March, because he has Rearm just coming up shortly. Rearm's about to come up, so he's just going to go spam Rearm this wave.
Yeah, March is already level 3. It's going to be doing some serious damage to those waves of creeps. You'll probably see his CS shoot way up here in the next few minutes.
Darkseer has no kill potential either. He can't really dive him with the Surge and the Iron Shell. He's just going to go March. You do not want to take double March to the face as a Darkseer. Yeah, plus he has that salve as well, so that regen. He can just literally spam this and just afford to pop a salve to push out the wave.
You're right. Darkseer has his own Soul Ring up now. He's going to try to maintain that Iron Shell pressure, but...
Yeah, you really can't keep up with the Tinker that has Rearm in March. Top lane, though, a little bit of aggression showing up top. There's a nearly dead line, though. Great reaction by Bloodseeker. He's smelling blood. He's going to come up top, though. Great body blocking coming out from the Spectre. Look at that body block. He's going to take a lot of initial damage, though. Was that really worth it? He's going to get dove, and that's a dead Spectre. He's going to get run down with the Bloodseeker.
First blood going to the Radiant side there. Good coordination on Radiant's part there.
The Spectre trying the best she can to keep her line alive by body blocking, but she took the initial brunt force of that. Since she was trying to body block, it actually caused the Bloodseeker to get stronger every time he hit her.
Bloodseeker, in the wake of that, has been able to get up a little bit of CS, up to 18 kills himself.
Yeah, and the line was actually able to deny himself, so it wasn't all that lost. The carry was trying to do as much as he can to keep his support from feeding kills to the Bloodseekers. No, Bloodseekers, even though he got one kill, it set him up a little bit higher than usual. Like, not as much, but it's still a decent amount, so he can go work with that. And I actually can admit that he's getting jumped here. Leshrac is gonna retreat into the jungle, and TA wants to go kill him. Meld is level 1, not enough. Actually, she might have enough damage here. Refraction is there as well as Meld. He's gonna wait for Leshrac to go in the mid lane to go with CS, and he's gonna go pop Meld and kill her. Not enough mana for Splitter as well. That's a dead Leshrac. Trap is here as well, so that's a max duration trap. Refraction charges 1, 2, add another trap that she needs. Nope, she's gonna run him down. She needs another trap, and yeah, he's dead.
He's got it. You know, I was going to say, Leshrac's been playing very well. He's been dominating the lane up to this point. But taking a look at the net worth graph, Radiant is catching up big time with that kill on Spectre top. Now with that kill on Leshrac coming out mid, we see the 2 main cores on the Radiant team coming out top of the net worth chart, with Tinker being the only one who is below the Leshrac there.
Yeah. That could have been completely avoided, that death on the Leshrac, if they had proper warding and saw what actual rune that the Templar Assassin got. That rune is devastating. If you don't know where a Templar Assassin is and she has that type of rune, and you play a little bit aggressive because you don't know where she's at, you're going to end up paying for it.
Absolutely, and we see the Cold Embrace coming out from Inquisitor Blitz here on the top lane, buying them a little bit of extra time.
Yeah.
I believe the Radiant side stuck around a little longer than they
And
needed to.
Leshrac, though, that Pulse Nova putting in a lot of right. It's one more right click, and that's a dead Bloodseeker.
And
There
they
you
get it.
go.
It's a triple kill top lane for
That's actually
almost
a tier
nothing.
1 top as well. Edict is about to be up in a short while, so that is a tier 1 top.
That was a great patience and great use of Cold Embrace coming out for Inquisitor Blitz. Radiant side should have known that they shouldn't stick around that long, especially when they saw the TP coming in.
Yeah, they should have backed him as soon as they saw that TP. A little bit of aggression showing here. There is no poison. That lightning took a big chunk of Dazzle's health out. Bottle D-Rune, Temper Assassin's going to make her way up top, though. They're going to back up a little bit.
TA activating a double damage rune that she just picked up.
Yeah, she was trying to smell. Actually, he's going to get a kill here. Leshrac, though, is way out of position. He's taking a lot of damage from the initial creeps. Oh, one trap. That's all he needs. One trap. No, he's not. He's going to pay his life if he comes through that. Stun is there, but he completely misses, though. They don't have a sentry, actually, so that's a...
Radiant side coming in. That silence is going to do a tremendous amount of work here.
Oh, no, he's
Cold
out of
Embrace
position.
coming out early.
He's completely out of position.
The DD rune is still hanging on. We've got a quarter of it left, and
that's dead.
Wyvern is just going to go down with zero fight.
Spectre, though, Spectre gets any lower than that, they're able to go see the they're gonna be able to go diver completely. None of our teammates are. They're gonna be able to completely diver in a second. Rupture is up shortly, so it's about to be up in another half level, so he's gonna get it in no time. Tinker,
with these last couple of fights, Radiant has really taken advantage in a gold lead.
Tinker has a 9-minute boost of travels.
And it's exactly what you called early. We knew that Catterday was going to play well in the lane, and he's not had a tremendous amount of opposition coming at him from that Dark Seer.
He has literally got non-contested free farm bottom. And he's able to go kill her 3 camps as well. Camp here stacked twice, and here.
A tremendous Fisher coming out there from Still Means. I don't know if he had vision on the Spectre, but he put the Fisher exactly where he needed to be to get the kill.
No, he was just taking a shot on the Dark Seer where she was at, and she guessed right, apparently, so. Oh, up top, though. He's way out of position. Tinker is up top, the boots of travel. It takes a lot of damage from Split Earth. But that'll be enough. Bloodseeker is way in the back. That's a dead Leshrac. Oh, Lord. This is being a disastrous game.
Yeah, it was a pretty close call there for the Tinker, but he's got his Butcher Travels. He's got Rearm up now. And he was just in the right position with that March of the Machines to get the kill.
Bloodseeker doesn't have Rupture up yet. That's it. Wyvern, though, they so choose to dive this. They can, actually, but he needs a little bit more health. He's probably going to go clear this camp with Blood Rage. You never thought you should go Blood Rage the creeps instead, so you don't take a lot of damage from the actual creeps themselves, so. If you're trying to go restore as much health as you can, it's better to go restore health by Blood Raging the creeps so you take less damage. Because you only take more damage coming out from one. But up top, though, actually, the lane's going to be pushed out with the Splinter Blast. Tinker is going to go force bottom completely. He's going to march up the wave a crap ton. Actually, he's going to get caught out. The Darkseid's going to get caught out. Raw Replicate is up, but they actually can't kill him. Surge is there. They need a stun as well. They need Rupture or a stun. Rupture is not enough. No mana. All he has to do is just go up. He's just going to Blood Rage on top of it. No, that's a disaster. Silence on top of the Cold Embrace. That's not good at all.
Radiant side has pretty much decided they're not going to try to land anymore. They're going to take this tower. They're going to take these fights. They seem to be going in their fight every single turn.
The fact of the matter, they can't even contest this either. There's nothing they can do about this. Because the Leshrac is the only that can possibly found to actually do anything, and this is actually might be your game call there. So your Wyvern is actually teleporting. No, Wyvern is fine for right now. Top tower is going to get uncontested. Tinker can literally push any tower by himself and not get killed because they don't have a Bloodseeker on the team, so it's literally an easy free farm for Tinker. About to hit level 11, actually, 11 minutes.
Tinker stopping out there, pushing that little bit of a push back from the Dire side, making sure that it's going the right way. And he's coming back here mid. I'm assuming probably going to try to push in and take that mid tower while his team does the work top.
Blink Dagger as well on Tinker, 15-minute Blink Dagger, the way his farm is going. Well, free farm mid for Tinker, be pushing tower, level 2 rearm. This game has gotten to the point where the enemy team, where Dire team cannot even go farm a lane. They have to go farm their own jungle. And they have 2 characters that are completely dependent on farm.
And you see here, the Tinker has gotten so much farm so quickly that he's able to teleport into the lane and start doing serious damage to that Spectre.
Exactly. He can teleport to a lane, teleport out, keep harassing, and they literally have to be forced back to the tower. Or literally back to base, because they can't tank that initial hit. You have Rocket that's basically max as well as March, so Leshrac doesn't kill the Bloodseeker. He's playing a little bit too greedy here. He pays with his life. He Blood Rages himself, Edict putting in a lot of damage output, as well as the Split Earth.
And here, 12 minutes in, we're already seeing a 5k gold lead for the Radiant side. That doesn't surprise me. The last several kills that we've come out, it's been pretty one-sided for the Radiant team. They've been pushing top lane in, and now they're diverting their attention both to mid and bottom at the same time. Tinker teleporting mid, putting up marching machines, taking the creep wave down, buying a little bit of space for his team bottom.
Tinker though, with his good farming patterns, he actually might get his blink dagger a lot sooner than expected. Most likely 14 minutes because of the way his farming patterns is going. Good use of his mark. He's getting both camps, so he's gonna go accelerate his fight even further. This is probably gonna be a 14-minute blink dagger then, yep, at most. Bloodseeker though taking a little bit of his farm though. Is he really gonna? Yep, Tinker is pinging that he really wants the camp, so he can get his blink dagger early. But Bloodseeker is gonna take the camp. He just says, "Forget it. I'll go bottom." Yeah, that is a free tower though, non-contested free tower. But Lesh, is he gonna try to go? He's trying to go from the side here without no vision. So Split Earth is ready though. There's the lightning follow-up, but not enough. He's not gonna try to take multiple rockets to the face, so he's gonna back up. Dazzle is there as well, so he's gonna back up as well. Lesh is trying to go straight into Ags in mid. TA nearly dying to the Darkseer though. Iron Shell is putting in a lot of work.
Yeah, and you're right. Tinker with his bottle charge is so ring because early boots of travels. He's just so far ahead of the other team right now. Level 11. That one rocket taking almost half health off of that Spectre.
And they have nothing they can do. They have to head back every time he does that. There's nothing they can do. They can't spend all the income in sustain and try to kill him. It's not going to happen.
And you're right. 13:53. We see the blink dagger come out on Tinker.
Yeah. Tinker though still managing to get his 14-minute blink dagger, even though the Bloodseeker did take a little bit of the swarm, but he wasn't that bothered because he's able to go flash from most of the ways. And Arctic Blade is going to come out. Winter's Curse is not enough. Soaring wasn't popped. Even if he popped the Winter's Curse, there was no one up to help Win survive in. Well, there's nothing he really can do against his Tinker. They have only 2 stuns and a curse if they need, but that's not enough.
Fraction charge is keeping Templar Assassin alive here. Now she's
look
turning
at
the fight.
Health just melt with that rocket. Half his health is gone, and Bloodseeker is going to go become a race card a second. If you look at his movement speed, it's literally at 400 right now. And his base damage is topping off 150. It's slightly going down because of the healing going up, but he doesn't even care for kills. He's just farming the jungle. He has his Yasha early. He's probably going to go for an Sanjay Yasha build. It's probably going to come around 16-minute mark if his farm keeps up.
You know, I'm kind of interested. It's one of those things that, with the exception of Spectre right now, Dire has a team that's centered around a good team fight. They've got wall up. They've got Leshrak's AoE damage coming out.
Yeah.
And the Radiant is just not playing into it. They're putting 2, 3 in a lane, letting Tinker do his thing, and he's just coming in and absolutely cleaning up on these kills.
Yeah. Finger is ready. Hex is there. He's not going to kill, but Grave, great use of Grave. But will he die? That's the last tower shot coming in. He barely manages to escape that Dazzle. That Grave, the duration, he put it up so the range is a lot longer.
TA coming in and getting 2 kills off of that for basically
that
nothing.
That initial Echo Slam that Earthshaker missed, he was trying to walk into Echo, but he completely forgot that it was an instantaneous cast until he walked up and echoed and nothing got hit. That actually is going to be a dead, not dead enough, no. Lightning is enough, but
lightning comes out.
He's going to die that, actually.
Yeah, I'm concerned. TA is really starting to hit hard now. It may be a trade. Oh, excellent.
Oh, Lord. Nope, that pulse, no, Leshrak, though.
Tremendous play coming out from Leshrak there.
Oh, return
and
kill.
Tinker.
That's actually really bad, because since he got 3 kills, he had a kill streak for that. Now when the Tinker kills him, he gets more gold for that. Oh my lord, 16 minutes. He literally got his Dagon a minute after he got his Blink Dagger.
Tinker's map awareness has really been the star of this game so far. It's allowed him to split and push all 3 lanes and pick up a couple of opportunistic kills.
Exactly.
Tinker now 3k net worth above anyone else.
Yeah. This Tinker's it's gone to the point where Tinker can literally farm the enemy team's jungle without them actually trying to kill him. He can just sit there and just tank their initial hits and just run away. Because if you think about this, had the Bloodseeker been on the other team, it would have been a lot of damage.
Absolutely. And the Spectre pick to counter Tinker, you know, that makes sense. But Spectre can teleport once every, 90 seconds when he gets his ult up. Tinker is literally able to teleport back and forth on a, I don't know, something like 20-second cooldown. Any lane, he's got the mana coming in. With the Dagon coming up, it's not going to surprise me. He's maintained excellent rune control. His bottle has always been full, giving him all the mana he needs to avoid having to go back to base and just stay on these lanes.
Exactly. If you think about it, if his team needs any mod, he's basically a walking bottle crow. If his team ever needs mana, it's the same, which they don't actually, because they've been keeping on their mana quite well. Earthshaker's still trying to get his initial Blink Dagger up top though. Tinker's gonna go completely dominate the wave and completely push it out. The Tinker's gone out of hand to the point where they can't even deal him. You just let him do whatever he wants, and just hope that he doesn't kill them.
Well, we got the weave coming out here on Winter Wyvern, and that's just too much damage coming from the TA.
Rocket was
Dazzle getting the last hit there.
Yep, Rocket was there to follow up, and they can't. They're trying to farm their own jungle, but they caught it out. Rocket's gonna come in, Laser's gonna come in. He's gonna blink it out. Wall of Replicant not gonna hit anyone. It's gonna completely go off the mark. Tinker, Dagon, and that goes down on Darkseer, but he's gonna completely die for this. Templar Assassin does not care at all. Blink Dagger up in another 1 second. I'm gonna blink up and get the meld kill on the, kill on the Spectre though. Completely dove past the tier 3. He actually got hexed up though, that's not enough. Refraction charge is still up. Blink Dagger is ready in another 1 second, so.
Let's see GG coming out here from the Dire side.
Yeah, like I said, that Spectre pick was picked with the right intent, but it does not fit this lineup at all. Completely whatsoever. The Spectre can't even farm, and look at the Spectre, 18 minutes, all she has is her phase boots and her and she has her mortar math. If she were to continue to farm, she would probably go for her, the build that you usually see Spectre go. It's usually a Mask of Madness build where you use Mask of Madness to farm, not to kill. So you pop it when you're in the jungle to go clear out the wave. But too late for that though. Tower is gonna get pushed up. Tinker is right there, and Weave on top of that as well. So nothing's gonna happen at all. He completely dies past the tower and kills them. Winter Wyvern, my god.
Tinker has level 3 Dagon up already, 18 minutes into the game. This is after Boots of Travel. This is after Blade.
Oh no, but he comes in. Look, Rocket is going to take half himself. That's only
and he can't leave
6
Lion
HP,
alone.
6 HP Lion.
He
goes for the overkill damage. That Templar Assassin is going to die just in a second. No, gets kept up. Echo Slam, what is he doing? Yeah, Echo Slamming nothing again. Is this a Game of Thrones? Oh, that Dazzle was gone. There's something they could have done.
Leshrac does have his Bloodstone right now. That's going to give him a lot more mana to come into these fights. If they can maintain positioning, it wouldn't surprise me if they could take off some kills, especially on the supports.
Yeah. Again, Tinker left to his own devices, going to get a free tier 2 bot at the cost of nothing. Triple March the wave out, and he's gonna actually gonna have him get caught out at Bloodseeker. Might get caught out a little bit. Surge is gonna be used. Vacuum is there as well as the Iron Shell and the Wall Replicate. They really want to go fight a double damage Darkseer. Double damage on the Bloodseeker, they really want to fight that. He's at half health, look how fast he moves now. 600 movement speed. Windsurge Curse being popped and the stun on that. March is going to be spammed indefinitely, and there goes the defensive Blood Right so he can run away. He actually could go re-engage on that, but he does not want to go. He does not know how many people are back there, so Darkseer is going to actually drop down to the Bloodseeker, and they're going to play a little more passive, so the Bloodseeker doesn't drop his initial 2k that he has on him. Nope, he has 2k gold. He actually could go for a Shadow Blade here. The team has no detection whatsoever. I don't think he really knows that, though, but we'll see what his item build is going to go afterward. I would like to see a Shadow Blade, though, or Silver Edge. It would completely go negate the return coming out from the Spectre, so return doesn't do any damage to you whatsoever because it disables passives.
Yeah, we see TA getting the first part of the Desolator coming out now. That's going to help, but it's almost insult to injury at this point. With Weave being cast, the lack of armor has already been apparent. That's just going to make these supports absolutely
Tinker is basically soloing the whole Dire team by himself. He catches one out, they all die. Because the only issue with the Dire lineup, if you remove any one of their characters at all, their whole lineup falls. That's how completely reliant their team is on one character. Like, you remove Lion, you have no Hex, you have nothing. You remove the Darkseer, you have no Escape, you have no Vacuum, you have no Wall, you have nothing.
Shots fired coming out here. In the team chat between the team.
And he's like, oh, what are you doing? Oh my lord, this is literally team deathmatch with Tinker leading the fray.
Yeah, at this point with Catterday on Tinker, he's not even playing Dota. He's playing a mini game called How Many People Can I Shoot with a Laser in the next 30 seconds.
He's practically playing Space Invader right now. Basically Space Invader. 12-0-5 Tinker. Dagon 5, Blink Dagger, Boots of Travel, Soul Rings, 21 minutes in. And we have the DC coming out. I'm not sure if the teammates are actually going to completely pause this game though. But and let's see, Tinker though is still every time Tinker goes to a lane, he's always at 1200 gold. Have you noticed that?
I have noticed that. He's pretty much perpetually has money.
Exactly.
Taking a look at skills coming up now and given the immense speed at it, Tinker is able to deliver somewhere around the tune of 1,500 damage, 1,600 damage to any hero on the map.
And they're all squished to the point that none of them can literally survive that besides the Spectre to some degree, but that's not enough though. Like I see, as I called before, Spectre was getting a Mask of Madness for the route that you usually go for in Dota 1 times, where you get Mask of Madness to go farm the camp, but Spectre, even with Mask of Madness, his farm is not going to accelerate with Tinker literally picking off his team one by one.
TA now completing the Desolator, and TA is going to be able to really hold its own in these fights. Tinker is probably still going to be the major damage.
Tinker is literally on high ground, so he has vision. He has enough high ground vision. He's able to sit here and just rock it the whole time. Oh, Tinker's having a field day, my lord. And that's the free Rosh, uncontested Roshan as well. 22 minutes in, uncontested Rosh. Battle Fury coming up from the Bloodseeker. I'm not that surprised. Because he has Rush. Exactly.
Trying to get that Desolator put on there and having a little bit of trouble with the Courier.
No. You have Spectre. I feel like Spectre is popping your Mask Madness trying to farm the jungle, but it's not enough. My only issue with Spectre is she requires way too much farm. Even if you get a Mighty, to say, you need a lot more than that. And a Radiance does help, but it's not helping up. That's a really dead Bloodseeker. What he was doing way far and deep with that. Is the comeback real? They got 400 gold for that. No, 600 actually, and up Tinker though, to kill up top again on the Spectre.
We do have a DC coming out from Darkseer here. I'm not sure if he is having a little bit of network trouble or just frustrated over how much dominance this Tinker is able to exploit on this map.
Yeah.
And it looks like we may get Tinker going down here.
Oh no!
1,500
gold going to the way of a Leshrac. That's practically half your ags right there. What is he actually is going BKB? That's a smart move considering that their team has a lot of magical damage output. But the only issue is their whole team isn't completely magical. If you think about it right now, it's basically right click. Bloodseeker, right click, and pure Earthshaker, primarily right click because he's going for the totem build. He's actually going for the Echo and the Fissure. And Lord have mercy, that was a big kill, but that's not a game losing kill on the Tinker. It's just they have now a sort of advantage. They can work their way. They can work with this to try to propel forward, but it's going to be a long ways away though.
Winter Waving there, picking up the Glimmer Cape, saving his life there against the TA diving in after him. Now that's going to be interesting because if he can Glimmer Cape in when they try to force his high ground, it was not going to surprise me if Tinker is off on a lane by its own. But as the other four heroes try to push up, Winter's Curse might be a game changer if he can use that Glimmer Cape to good effect.
As this Leshrac gets his BKB and he gets a Acceptor, the whole Dire side, no, the whole Radiant side is going to completely melt for that ult. Because he does have the mana to sustain it as well. 1,400 mana, so that's a lot of mana coming up from the floor. He's actually going to go completely dive into this, but what is he doing? He's taking so much damage. Leshrac is going to go tank the initial hit. What is he doing? His team wasn't there at all. They dropped 2 kills for nothing.
I'm not sure that Leshrac realized what was happening there as far as the positioning.
Yeah,
he walked up on there. I think he thought he had one hero to fight, and he had two. Two that really not the people you want to fight.
Darkseer as well, so.
That probably has something to do with that. That was a poor play. We've not seen Leshrac play pretty bad this whole game, so I'm going to chalk that up too.
Tinker gets the double kill. They try to go kill the Bloodseeker. He does end up dropping, but Tinker just cleans up afterwards. Tinker is practically taking the role of Bloodseeker and basically shoving it in his face. He's basically a new Bloodseeker right now. At this point, he basically is a new Bloodseeker.
Winter Waving, dodge and weave there, but Glimmer Cape's not going to keep him alive long enough. Tinker just has too much control, too much burst damage.
Exactly. Like I said, you only have 3 lockdown whatsoever on the fight, so there's nothing that they can do against this Tinker. They only have 3 lockdowns. Lesh Stun, they have Hacks, they have Herb Spike, and they have Curse. That's about it.
Let's pick up a kill on Dazzle there. I've just noticed Tinker has picked up Ultimate Orb and has enough money to pretty much complete anything else he wants to do.
Exactly. He's gonna build into a Sheepstick. Oh, yeah. Well, actually, we might see a 12-slotted Tinker. He's not going to sell the Soul Rings, He's just going to basically put it on the Courier and just use it whenever he needs. So he's going to be a 12-slotted Tinker and just have his Soul Ring in the stat and pull it out when he needs to pop it to regen his mana up.
Okay, here we see the Radiant team pushing in. They're going to probably take this tier 1 tower.
It's not going to save his life, not enough.
Oh, TA diving deep.
Exactly. She has half health, or maybe all she has to do is just get stunned once. Leshrac is just like, screw this, we need to buy back and defend. There's not really nothing they can do. Spectre is going in, Mask. Oh, that's a really bad idea. Tinker, all he has to do is just teleport onto his creep weave, and that Mask of Madness will only get the Spectre one-shot. Oh, she look at the damage she's taking. Mask of Madness, though, really throwing 30% of your life. Refraction is going to be there. Leshrac that was going to try to come in.
Leshrac gonna try to get the
Oh,
kill.
the curse. Curse means that he gets hexed up. That's gonna be a dead Tinker though. Oh, Tinker. Oh no! Tinker jumping another 1400 gold to the Leshrac.
Wow. Winter Wyvern getting a lot of use out of that Glimmer Cape. It's allowing him to draw aggro and then hide. They don't have any detection right now because it's not been an issue.
Bloodseeker. That's a dead Bloodseeker. Like, there's nothing they can do.
Oh.
He ruptures too many moves. Oh my lord, what is going on in this game? What in the world?
Well, you know, we called it early on. We said, you know, Dire has the stronger team late game potentially, but looking at this, it's just like Tinker has made so much space, and we have the good game coming out there. Tinker's just too much to deal with.
Exactly. The Tinker, even if the team was set back and immensely, all that Tinker had to do was just pick off a couple kills, and their team could farm for years on end without actually having to get contested. Look at the Tinker's gold per minute, 728 gold per minute on this game. My lord, this is basically a stomp. Tinker practically getting free from mid. No one dedicated any resources whatsoever to bottom because Bloodseeker was just trolling up top with the Earthshaker and the Dazzle, so there's really much they can do. And Tinker left his own devices.
Last pick Tinker was a really strong play coming out there from the Radiant side. They knew Catterday was probably the best player. They put him on it and they said, you know, do what you do best, and we'll distract the enemy team.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, what can I do? And he basically just, the amount of farm that he has is substantial. There goes his sheepstick that he actually got. But this has been a great, fun game to cast. Thank you for tuning in, folks. This has been Hogwarts here, casting for the 9-to-5 League, joined by...
This is Zach503. Thanks again for joining in. We really appreciate all the support from the 9-to-5 League, and we hope more of you come out and take advantage of it. Big thanks to my co-caster here and letting me hang on for this one and try to say a couple things about the game.
Yep. Tune in next time, folks. Have a good day, good evening, good night, and enjoy your day. Bye.
Bye.
And